One of the biggest questions on every parent's mind right now is how do we get our kids ready for a future that's going to be so deeply shaped by AI? It's a huge question. Well, today we're going to look at one possible answer, a program that's all about turning kids into young innovators. It's called the Creative Learning Tier. And their mission statement really says it all, empowering tomorrow's innovators today. I mean, that sets the stage perfectly, doesn't it? It tells you right away this isn't just about learning tech skills, it's about shaping that next generation of creators and problem solvers. So, what is it at its core? Well, you can think of it like a creative playground for kids from ages 5 all the way to 14. The whole idea is to let them get their hands dirty and really explore the things that are building our modern world. AI, data, and, the whole act of digital creation itself. Now, you might be thinking, oh, is this just another coding class? But here's where it takes a different turn. A lot of programs out there, they just focus on teaching code line by line. This approach, it's all about sparking curiosity, really nurturing creativity, and building up that critical thinking. See, coding isn't the end goal here. It's just one of the cool tools they get to use along the way. And the real endgame here is to completely shift how a kid relates to technology. It's about moving them from being just passive consumers, watching videos, playing games, to becoming active creators. The goal is for every single kid to see AI not as this big, complicated, scary thing, but as a powerful tool that they can master to bring their own ideas to life. Okay, so that's the big idea, the philosophy behind it all. But what does a child actually do in this program? Let's take a peek inside the experience and see what these hands-on activities are all about. First up, we have an activity called Data Detectives. And I just love that name because it immediately reframes this concept of data, which can sound kind of boring or intimidating, into a fun, exciting investigation. It turns kids into digital explorers on a mission. So, what's it like being a data detective? It's broken down into 3 really simple steps. First, they learn how to collect data. Think of it like gathering clues at a crime scene. Second, they visualize it, which is just a fancy way of saying they turn all those numbers into cool charts and pictures. And finally, they interpret their findings. They learn to ask the big questions like, what is this information actually telling me? And through all these little investigative challenges, they learn something huge, a lesson that goes way beyond the classroom. They figure out that information really is power. Understanding it gives you the power to understand your world, and eventually to actually make a real impact on it. So, after all that discovery and analysis, we move into hands-on creation. The second major activity is the Bloom and Build Lab. So if being a data detective is about understanding the world as it is, well, this lab is all about building the world as it could be. The toolkit they get here is really key. They're not writing complex code from scratch. Instead, they use these super intuitive visual coding platforms. They also get to experiment with actual generative AI tools, and the final goal for them is to build their very own working prototypes. And the projects they can build are seriously cool. I mean, imagine your kid building their own chatbot or designing an interactive story where your choices actually change the ending. They can even create simple models that learn to recognize pictures. This is what makes technology feel real and, most importantly, fun. Okay, so we've seen the what and the how, but this program is really aiming for something deeper. It's about building a creative mindset that goes way beyond just knowing how to use the tech. Let's talk about a skill that's going to be absolutely massive in the future: prompt engineering. It's defined here as the art of talking to AI to bring your creative ideas to life. And that's exactly what it is. It teaches kids that how you communicate with technology is a creative skill in itself. It's all about asking the right questions to get the most amazing results. So this whole creative mindset is built on a few key pillars. You've got prompt engineering, which we just talked about. Then there's something called ethical imagination, which is so important. It gets kids thinking about the why behind what they're building. What's its purpose, and how can it be used for good? And the final piece is learning to see AI as a creative partner, a collaborator you can brainstorm with and build with. Now, I know what a lot of parents might be wondering. Does my kid need to know how to code before they start? And the answer is a definite no. The only thing they need to bring isn't a technical skill at all. It's that boundless curiosity that, let's be honest, every kid already has in spades. Okay, so let's pull all of this together. Let's zoom out for a second. What's the big takeaway here? Why does a program like this actually matter for your child's future? At the end of the day, it's all about getting kids ready for a future where being fluent in tech isn't just a bonus. It's going to be as essential as reading and writing are today. This kind of education isn't just a nice little extracurricular anymore. It's fundamental preparation for the world they're going to inherit, and, even more importantly, the world they're going to help build. Which leaves us with one final, really powerful thought to chew on. If AI is just the next great tool in human history, like the printing press or the internet, then the most exciting question of all is this: what will your child build with it? What problems will they solve? What incredible new things will they bring into the world? That's the potential we're talking about.